Now we live in the rap era where it's cool to diss dead people now. Um, like you said before, we spoke on it earlier. Shit used to be different. Like young niggas, we valued our lives. Now these days, niggas will risk, their life for rap clout. When you see these diss rap records and these young kids talking about they're smoking on this dead person or sliding on the ops, how does that make you feel and what do you think about that?
I mean, I get it because it's something you gotta adapt to when it's the culture now. You can if you between the ages of 18 and 22 right now, 90% and you in the streets, 90% of the people is on bullshit in your age group. So you gotta keep it on you to protect yourself. But then the point that I don't understand is why you're taking these, 25 to life risks, why you don't balance that out with these cats and just, get some money. Because my dad told me, how he always told me, how much a lawyer costs for a murder case, how long a trial is, how many times the lawyer had to come. These dudes, catching these bodies and then having a public defender and putting all of that pressure on their family, and it's fucked up again that I sound like a preacher. You claim you call yourself a real nigga, but only putting harm on your family. But everybody in the streets respect you because you got an old nigga who can tell you, "Hey, go get on, whoop de whoop for me." You got all the respect for him, but then when something happens, you know your family taking care of you. So
Right.
it's just a kind like I said, it just that's where I've been stuck at in these not dropping music and that contradiction of something I love. You know what I mean? I dedicated my whole life to. I didn't have a job only 2 weeks in my whole life. So these are the rules that I felt like since I followed, that's why I'm successful. And then I kind of don't believe in them now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have to figure out a way to approach the world now.
Yeah. Do you feel like when dissing a dead homie or dissing the dead, it brings bad energy, and you know
Now I
you will
listen.
have to
I
pay for that sooner or later.
I be listening to that shit, and I don't know who go first, but whoever go first, then you gotta go. You gotta the second person gotta go back at him. You get what I'm saying? And at that point, it ain't wrong because then they just doing it back and forth because you can't let one person dish your homie on a record and then you don't say nothing talking about I'm trying to keep the peace. Nah, you gotta talk about his dead homie. That's just fair. How I look at it, and for the people that's really losing people. If
Yeah.
they really in that life, man, they got a right to talk about that shit. You can't tell them people don't talk about that shit if they done lost some homies to it and how they feel. You can't tell them don't talk about their dead homie because you don't know if that person dead killed one of their people.
Mm.
You just gotta stay out of it. If you how I hear them on their interviews, they say, man, just stay out of it. If y'all like the music, like the music. I like the music, I stay out of it. That's how everybody should do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their real problem.
Yeah, the fans, they be the ones that be keeping shit going though, because they look at this shit as this shit is real.
No,
You
it
know what I'm
is
saying?
real. Yeah, it is real. In most cases, in some
Mm.
cases, I see people even creating that atmosphere for themselves just so they can talk about it.
Mm.
That's the wrong part that these kids got to stop doing. Stop trying to make yourself have beef or have a gun and you don't really need it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to go to jail with it.
Mm.
There's a lot of kids who ain't really about none of that life and going to go get, especially in California. We're not like them other states. There's no everything is federal out here. There's no gun laws here. You feel what I'm saying? So you get caught with a gun out here, you minimum you doing 8 months and then 3 years and then 5 years. It's not no no leeway for having fine. Especially if you're an ex felon, you're going to doing 10 or 15. So these kids out here they ain't never even been in the streets. They put that one felony on their record and ruin their whole life because they feel like they gotta have a gun.